Each year, E3 is undoubtedly the biggest event for all gamers, and 2018 is looking no different. E3, short for Electronic Entertainment Expo, is the gaming event where the press and public can attend to try out the newest games from a variety of different companies, such as PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo. But for people like me, the biggest part of E3 is easily the press conferences, because this is the place where we get to take a look ahead at what's in store for these certain companies, with brand new trailers and gameplays along with full-on announcements. Even though we're still quite a while away from E3 2018, I thought it would be fun to try and make some early predictions. So without further ado, let's take a look at my 6 bold predictions for E3 2018. I think we can all agree that Sony's E3 press conference last year was slightly disappointing, mainly due to the continuation of no release dates announced and missed showings of some big games like Death Stranding and The Last of Us Part 2. I think that this year's Sony press conference will be no doubt better than their presentation last year and potentially even better than the one they had in 2016. So how will they do this? My prediction is that they will have gameplay reveals of their top 3 exclusives looking to release in 2019, being Ghost of Tsushima, Death Stranding, and The Last of Us Part 2. To go even further, I think that Death Stranding will start the conference with a full-blown gameplay demo showing off some of the core mechanics and a giant epic set piece. Ghost of Tsushima will probably have its gameplay demo either near the beginning or the end of the conference, showing off the huge open world of Tsushima and what activities there will be to participate in. Finally, we know that Sony has a tendency of ending their press conferences with Naughty Dog games. We've seen this in the past at E3 2014 with the full reveal of Uncharted 4, the gameplay demo of Uncharted 4 at the end of E3 2015, and the reveal of The Last of Us Part 2 at the end of PlayStation Experience 2016. I predict that we will see the gameplay reveal of The Last of Us Part 2 showing off Ellie as the new protagonist along with some of the new gameplay changes we can expect in the sequel. And to close it off, I think the gameplay demo will end with the reveal of Shannon Woodward's character. Microsoft has slowly started to go downhill with their lack of big budget exclusives to counter Sony's strong lineup and Nintendo's rise in 2017. Even though they recently released the Xbox One X, there is no denying that the category they are lacking in is their first party games. I mean, sure, they've got Crackdown 3, Sea of Thieves, and State of Decay 2 coming out later this year, but they just pale in comparison next to those of God of War, Spider-Man, Days Gone, and Detroit Become Human. Gamers are starting to realize that even though they might have the most powerful console with the One X, it won't do any good if they're missing out on high quality exclusives. We've even seen heads at Xbox taking note of this. Phil Spencer himself said that they would be looking into acquiring new studios to develop brand new first-party games, much like those of Horizon Zero Dawn and Uncharted 4. My prediction is that at the Microsoft E3 2018 press conference, they will announce a brand new AAA IP that will be a single-player experience. The next one is probably going to be a safe one, seeing as these are the 2 PlayStation exclusives that are expected to release later this year, but don't have a specific release window. We've seen that Sony has sort of shifted away from announcing release dates way in advance, and are now waiting until further along in development to give an official release date. Days Gone and Dreams are both expected to release in 2018, and I believe that they will most likely be releasing in the summer. I expect we will see new footage for both of these games at the Sony press conference and an official release date at the very end. Dreams I think would be perfect to release in July because there usually aren't too many games released at that time, and Days Gone could release either at the end of August or the beginning of September. This way, they can get out both exclusives before the annual fall titles that release, usually at the end of September or early October. For a long time, fans of the Crash Bandicoot franchise were asking for a new installment, and they got it in the form of a full-blown remaster with brand new assets and textures. Another game that many people have also been asking for is the return of Spyro the Dragon. We know that PlayStation loves bringing back their favorite franchises, and I predict that this year will finally be the time we see an announcement of Spyro the Dragon Remastered. I think it will be comparable to what happened with Crash in 2016. Sony's press conference will have a section where Shawn Layden will come onto the stage with Spyro the Dragon music playing around him. He'll announce that the remaster is currently in development and going to be remade fully from the ground up. We probably won't see any footage yet, but we'll have to wait until a later point in the year to see what the game will look like. One of the biggest announcements from last year was the tease of From Software's new game at the Game Awards 2017. The teaser really didn't tell us much other than the fact that their new game would be comparable to their previous work. I think at E3 2018 is where we will get the full reveal of their new game. Now here's the interesting thing, many people have been debating whether this is a new IP or a sequel to Bloodborne, but no matter which it is, I think that the full reveal will be showed at the Sony press conference with an in-depth gameplay demo. It's been 5 years now since we got the initial announcement of Cyberpunk 2077, and I think that E3 2018 is where we will finally see its return. CD Projekt Red has earned quite a lot of popularity recently with The Witcher 3, and many people have high hopes for their new upcoming game. We recently saw that the Cyberpunk 2077 Twitter account posted for the first time in more than 4 years, leaving many fans with the expectations that we will hear something soon. I think E3 2018 would be the perfect time for them to reintroduce the game with a brand new trailer showing off some of the story and environments in the game. I also predict that it will be showed at the Microsoft conference running in-engine on the Xbox One X. This would surely blow away the fans as a highly anticipated game would make its return after 5 years, showcased on the most powerful console in 4K. And there you have it, these were my 6 early bold predictions for E3 2018. Just remember that these predictions were completely my own, and if you have your own, make sure to leave them down below in the comments. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video, so please leave a like if you did, and consider subscribing if you're new to the channel. And for now, I'd like to thank you a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.